Welcome to Reddy Technologies. Required skills for a software testing fresher. Say, I have been working in the IT industry for nearly 20 years. Worked as a junior COBOL programmer for two or more data processing projects. We used COBOL on Unix operating environment. Next, I shifted my career from development to software development to software testing. Worked as a manual tester, automation tester using WinRunner, QTP, UFT, Load Runner, and Selenium, current Selenium. Okay, now I am working as a software test consultant as well as trainer. Next, observe the trends of the IT industry as per my experience and observation. 10 to 15 years back, IT companies preferred only education qualifications and communication skills for fresher recruitment. Software subject knowledge was not mandatory in those days. But observe the current trends. But nowadays, IT companies are preferring software subject knowledge also, apart from the academic qualifications and communication skills. Reason: more availability of human resources. Next, availability of learning facilities and competitive market, etc. Next, generally IT companies provide some training for fresher. If the fresher already have subject knowledge, then it can be easy to use the resources. So better to have subject knowledge apart from sound academic qualification as well as communication skills. Not only better to have, mandatory nowadays. Next, have these skills as a software testing fresher. See, observe this point. 3 or 4 months time is enough to learn the below specified subjects. What I am going to explain, what I am going to specify for fresher, they take 3 to 4 months time to learn. That's it. See, you will have better career in the software testing field by learning these specified subjects. Okay. Next, operating systems, computer operating. See, nowadays most of the people are aware of operating computers. Even some non-IT people also having that knowledge. Knowledge on MS Windows is general. Learn Unix operating system. Unix flavors like Linux or Solaris. Linux is trending. Okay. Apart from Windows, Microsoft Windows operating knowledge, have Linux like Unix operating system knowledge. Next, second one, knowledge of various software application environments. Say, know about computer software applications like desktop applications. For example, Notepad is desktop application, MS Word is desktop application, Acrobat Reader is desktop application, Skype is desktop application, Zoom meeting is desktop application, even UFT tool is desktop application, JMeter tool is desktop application. Next, Eclipse ID is desktop application. Okay. Know about computer software applications like desktop applications, web applications, etc. And mobile software applications like mobile software applications. We have 3 types of mobile software applications: native applications, web apps or web applications, and hybrid applications. So be familiar with computer desktop applications, web applications, and mobile native applications, web apps, and hybrid applications. Next, know about types of software. Like system software, example Windows, Unix, Solaris, Linux, Mac, etc. These are system software. Next, programming software, programming languages and databases, etc. Programming software. And application software, banking software, ERP software, e-commerce software, healthcare software, etc. are application software. See, testing, I think nearly 80 to 90%, more than 90% testing can be done in application software. Testing can be done on application software, enterprise application, banking, ERP, e-commerce, healthcare, etc. See, in on system software, testing limited. For system software also, testing required. Suppose Microsoft develop any new version of operating system, Microsoft testers test that operating environment. So for system software and programming software, testing is required, but below 10% market share. Most of the time, more than 90% of testing can be done on application software like banking software, ERP software, e-commerce, healthcare, telecom, travel, etc. So be familiar with different types of enterprises application software. Next, documentation knowledge. In software testing, especially in manual testing, documentation is mandatory task. Documentation is a mandatory task. So be familiar with the documentation packages like MS Office. Suppose on Unix, Star Office, etc. there, but familiar with MS Office. Next, in MS Office, MS Excel and MS Word applications are more important for our testing. In MS Office, we have several applications, MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, next Access, etc. But in these applications, MS Word application and Excel applications are more important. Next, important one, manual testing knowledge, subject knowledge. This is our core subject, manual testing. See, operating system, that is for basic for our testing. Documentation, basic for our testing. Suppose knowledge on various programming, various software application environments, basic for our software testing. Manual testing, our direct subject. Programming knowledge, supporting subject. Suppose for automation testing, programming knowledge is required, that is supporting subject. Database fundamentals, supporting subject for conducting database testing. Okay, manual testing, direct subject. Programming languages and database fundamentals, supporting subjects. Next, operating systems, documentation knowledge, application environment knowledge, basic knowledge for software testers. Okay, come to manual testing knowledge. Say, most of the manual testing concepts are like theory concepts. You can easily learn them and use practically. Learn the below concepts. One is software development life cycle, phases of SDLC. Here we have different phases of software development life cycle. In this first chapter, learn requirements gathering, analysis, design, coding, testing, and release and maintenance phases, 6 phases. Phase names may vary from one company to another, but purpose is same. And one more thing, for learning manual testing and programming fundamentals and documentation fundamentals, I will provide links in description, video description. You can learn. I have manual testing material, video. Next, programming fundamentals material, videos. database testing fundamentals. Okay, first chapter in this, I planned first chapter in this manual testing, software development life cycle. Next, second one, software test levels. Learn software test levels. We have 4 levels of testing: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. Say, we independent testers conduct testing on integrated system. So focus on system testing. Remaining test levels, unit test level, acceptance, etc. Just to know what is what. Integration testing, some important, but unit testing, just what is what. Why? Generally developers conduct unit testing. End users conduct acceptance testing. Independent testers conduct system testing. So focus more on system testing level. Next, third one, software test types. Say, basically we have 2 categories of software test types: functional testing and non-functional testing. Focus more on functional testing. Non-functional testing area, performance testing, security testing, etc. are there, usability testing, etc. First, focus more on functional testing. It has nearly 65% market share. Next, software test design techniques. We have 3 categories of software test design techniques in manual testing. One is not only manual testing, in software testing. What is the difference between software testing and manual testing? Manual testing is one method of software testing. Another method is automation testing. Okay, software test design techniques. We have 3 categories of software test design techniques. One is white box test design techniques. Second one, black box test design techniques. Third one, experience based techniques. First one, white box test design techniques can be used by developers. Example, statement testing, decision testing, condition testing, multi-condition testing, etc. White box test design techniques can be used by developers. Next, black box testing techniques, our area. Say, black box test techniques like equivalent classes, boundary value analysis, decision table testing, state transition testing, use case testing, etc. techniques can be used by independent testers. Next, third one, experience based techniques, exploratory testing, error guessing, etc. For informal testing, we use experience based techniques. So first, be familiar with black box test design techniques and try to learn experience based techniques. Experience based techniques learning is not good. By experience only you can get more awareness on this. So focus on black box test design techniques. Next, heart of manual testing, important chapter, software test life cycle. Here we have some phases: analysis phase, analyzing test requirements. Second one, test planning. Third one, test design. Fourth one, test environment setup. Fifth phase, test execution. Last phase, test cycle closure. Be familiar with the software test life cycle. Next, software test documents. See, in software test life cycle only, we prepare different documents, we use and prepare different software test documents, but specialized concept. Here we focus on software test documents. What is test strategy? What is test plan? What is requirement traceability matrix? What is test case? Tested data. Next, defect report, test metrics reports, test summary report, etc. documents. Okay, in which important are for beginners: test case document, test case template and document, defect report, template and document. Okay, next, software testing standards. That say, Ours is quality area. So focus on testing standards. What are the ISO, IEEE, etc. international standards for software testing? See, software testing standards like ISO and IEEE, etc. provide vocabulary for software testing, means terminology for software testing, and process or methodologies for software testing. Be familiar with that one. See, once again, under manual testing you learn these chapters. Software development life cycle. Actually, software development life cycle is developer's concern, developer's topic. Why we need to learn software development cycle? Software development life cycle. Say, our software testing is an integral part of software development. So be familiar with software development life cycle. Under manual testing, first learn software development life cycle. It is our software testing is an integral part of this development life cycle. See, we have several software development life cycle models in the IT industry. Traditional waterfall and V models, next incremental and iterative models, agile model, etc. Just know these different models. What is waterfall model, what is V model, and what is agile model. Next, come to second one, focus on software test levels. Next, software test types. Next, software test design techniques. Next, software test life cycle. Next, software test documents. At the end, software test design techniques. Next, come to fifth topic, programming fundamentals. It is supporting subject for our software testing. Programming knowledge is not required for manual testing. In manual testing, understanding and analyzing requirements, documenting test cases, executing test cases, reporting defects, etc. tasks or activities, etc. are the important tasks. But manual testing is not enough to survive in the software testing and software testing field. Automation testing is required for better career, especially functional test automation. Say, for automation testing, especially for functional test automation, programming knowledge is mandatory. So you learn the programming fundamentals using any one programming language. Most of the programming concepts are similar in all programming languages. Syntax may vary from one language to another. My recommendation to software testing freshers is learn Python programming language. It is easy to learn and it is having popularity in the current IT market. And one more thing, 15 to 20 years back, the slogan was, you learn first C language, then you can easily learn any other technology in the IT industry. But current slogan is, you learn first Python programming language, then you can learn any other technology in the IT industry. Okay, one small note, you can learn Java or any other language also. Okay, programming fundamentals for software testing fresher. Say, first you focus on programming environment, install software, know about editor for writing programs, compiler or interpreter, what is compiler, and environment variable, etc. Next, programming language basics, programming language basic syntax. Focus on programming language basic syntax, programming keywords, identifiers, and predefined code libraries. These are prerequisites to write programs. Next, data types. See, we have several data types in the IT industry. Character. We have several data types in the computer programming environment. Character, whole number with decimal places. Text means string. Logical value means true or false. That is called Boolean, etc. So be familiar with the data types. Next, variables. Variables for storing data. Here, familiar with local and global variables. Next, focus on operators. Different categories of operators. See, these operators are available in every programming language. Not only operators, data types, variables, operators, all these fundamentals can be found in every programming language. Purpose same, syntax may vary from one language to another. Operators, we have several categories of operators. Familiar with arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, etc. Next, control flow statements, important in computer programming. See, you take any computer programming language, we have three types of control flow statements. Decision making or conditional statements, loop statements, and branching statement. Familiar with. Syntax may vary from one language to another. Next, string handling. String is more important for our automation testing. Whenever you read data from an external files or application objects like edit boxes, then computer program considers the data as string type data. So be familiar with string type data. Focus more on string type data. Next, data structures. Suppose arrays and array list or dictionaries, etc. are data structures. Data structure means storing and organizing multiple sets of data. That is data structure. Suppose variable also for storing data, but that variable is not data structure. Why? Storing one value at a time. For storing one value at a time, no structure required, no organizing manner required. For storing series of values at a time, then organizing required, management required. So storing and organizing multiple sets of data is called data structure. Next, functions and methods. See, in structured programming language, we use functions, built-in and user-defined for code reusability. For object-oriented programming like C++, Java, Python, etc., we use methods for code reusability. Nowadays, object-oriented programming paradigm is popular. So be familiar with methods, user-defined methods, and built-in methods. Next, I/O, input and output. Reading user input, reading data from files, writing user output, means exporting user output, program output on the console. Next, exporting program output to external files, etc. concept. File handling is part of I/O. Next, exception handling. Say, to handle runtime errors in our programs, we use exception handling code. Familiar with exception handling code. Next, object-oriented programming fundamentals like class, object, method, constructor, interface, etc. Next, last one, object-oriented programming principles. Know about object-oriented programming principles. Interfaces, polymorphism, inheritance, object-oriented programming principles. Interface is different. Class interface, they are code units. In Java programming. Object-oriented programming principles are inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. See, these are the important concepts in computer programming. Say once again, you learn any one of famous programming languages. I am preferring Python language. I gave Python language videos and material link in this video description. Full videos are there. Complete class notes is there. Watch the videos, learn watch the videos, read the class notes and practice. That is enough to your software testing. So that is enough for our software testing. See once again, for in case of programming fundamentals, first focus on programming environment. How to set up programming environment. Next, programming prerequisites for writing programs, syntax, keywords, identifiers, code libraries, predefined, etc. Next, data types, variables, operators, control flow statements, string handling, data structures, IO, exception handling. Next, object-oriented programming fundamentals. Next, object-oriented programming principles, etc. Enough. Next, database fundamentals. It is also supporting subject for software testers. Say here, focus on types of database management systems. Say in our IT industry, we have basically two categories of database management systems: relational databases or SQL databases. Next, non-relational databases or NoSQL databases. Relational databases age more than 40 years, around 50 years. Non-relational databases, NoSQL databases, 20 plus years. So be familiar with both. Say unstructured data plus structured data equals to big data. Okay. Next, focus on SQL or relational database architecture. Know about database objects like database, table, record, in records, rows and columns. In columns we use data types, etc. So know about database objects. Next, know about how to create objects, entering data, manipulating data, and delete data. Next, important one for software testing, know about retrieving specific data. Next, one more important one, know about data integrity, data validity, data comparison, etc. operations. See, these are the important skills for software testing. Once again, I am telling you, for learning these concepts, it takes 3 to 4 months only. If you learn these specified concepts, fundamental concepts, software testing subject concepts and supporting subjects, you will have better career in the software testing area. Thank you.